My name is Evan Raskin.
we
I stand for a writer tomorrow.
Office, and I need to comment.
My name is Leah Rogers. I'm from Traverse City, Michigan, and I'm fighting for my future as well as yours.
Leader Pelosi's office.
My name is Matthew, and I am fighting for all those that have been left behind.
My name is Shelby Crone,
My name is Jenna Chapman,
and we're fighting for our water.
Leader Pelosi's office. 1 moment.
My name is Cormac, and I'm fighting for the Rocky Mountains that provide water for my community.
I'm sorry, it looks like he's not available. Would you like me to push you to this voicemail? 1 moment.
My name is Aaron. I'm fighting for clean water.
My name is Emma. I'm from New Hampshire, and I'm fighting for our jobs.
Leader Pelosi's office.
I'm Susha, and I'm fighting for indigenous lands in the Great Lakes area.
My name is Lauren Parasini, and I'm fighting for a future that doesn't make me feel powerless. My name is Hope Kogod, and I'm fighting so I can have children.
That's good.
Good morning. My name is Dwight Wilson, and I'm fighting to protect a livable climate.
My name is Benjamin Finnegan. I'm 21 years old from the state of Montana, and I'm fighting to protect marginalized people across the world.
My name is Madison Roberts, and I am fighting for the people of Appalachia.
My name is Ben Bristol, and I'm fighting for the Jersey Shore.
My name is Emily Lachelle, and I'm fighting for my nieces and nephews.
My name is Nicholas, and I'm fighting for the Great Lakes and all the streams and rivers that make the lifeblood of this country.
My name is Olivia Freewald. I'm 19, and I'm fighting for the world that my ancestors fought and died to give to me, and for my children, who I want to give it to in the future.
My name is Sam, and I'm fighting for the places I love, my family, my friends, and all the people whose lives are going to be destroyed by climate change if we don't take urgent action.
Hi, I'm Tris Paton, and I'm fighting for the White Mountains and Lake region of New Hampshire.
My name is Araceli Jimenez. I'm fighting for the home that I've known for 21 years.
My name is Hannah, and I'm fighting for a sustainable future.
My name is Ashley Bear, and I'm fighting for my family in southern Louisiana who has literally lost everything and has disappeared into the ocean because of climate change.
I'm Naomi, and I'm here fighting for renewable energy jobs like they have in my home state of Iowa.
Hello, my name is Alon, and I'm fighting for this cause because I believe that we can do what's best for everyone in our communities.
My name is Raven, and I'm standing for everything I care about and everyone I love.
I'm Philip Brown, and I'm fighting for my grandmother, my country of Jamaica, and all people around the world who are marginalized.
My name is MK Kilcoyne, and I'm fighting so no one gets cancer from their environment.
My name is Savannah, and I'm fighting for my generation and the generations after me.
My name is Kat, and I'm here for climate justice.
My name is Yona Bempstein, and I'm fighting for more legislation for a more sustainable future for my generation.
I'm Jane Karian, and I'm fighting for my family.
My name is Dylan, and I'm fighting for the communities and families in New England.
My name is Carly. I'm fighting for future generations.
My name is Emma, and I'm fighting for everyone's future.
Hello, my name is Jamie DeMarco, and I'm here fighting for a livable future. Thank you.
My name is Nora. I'm fighting for the communities and people who have loved me, educated me, raised me, and produced who I am so they can have a livable and dignified future.
My name is Daniel Benisvi, and I'm fighting for the right of people everywhere to clean air and water.
My name is Sarah Martinez, and I'm fighting for California.
My name is Tobias, and I'm fighting for a future that is more than just survival.
My name is Erica, and I'm fighting for the generations to come.
My name is Olivia, and I'm fighting for the hundreds of millions of people that will be displaced by climate change.
My name is Sonia. I'm fighting for my family and my future. 12 years is not nearly enough time.
My name's Kate Handlin. I'm fighting to protect my home and future generations.
My name is Audrey Sinclair, and I'm fighting for all of our homes.
My name is Brianna Cress, and I'm fighting for clean air.
My name's Colin, and I'm fighting for the forest.
My name is Nicole Catania, and I'm fighting for all of our futures and all of our lives.
My name is Josh Wiley, and I'm fighting so that the kids born today have a world worth living in by the time that they're my age.
My name is Sammy. I'm here to protect our winners for the sake of our future economy in the Winter Games. Also on behalf of Michigan, so that another disaster like Flint can never happen again. We need clean water for all, protect our Great Lakes, the largest fresh water source on the planet, and ban fracking from our lakes.
Hi, my name is John. I'm from Bedford, New Hampshire, and I'm fighting for my family in Venezuela that faces drought. And yeah, that's that.
My name is Becky Scholkopf, and I'm from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and I'm fighting for environmental justice.
There's no filming in the office. You can film from the hall. Thank you.
My name is Ryan Madden. I'm from New York. I'm fighting for all the communities on the front lines in Queens and Long Island that I love.
Hey everyone, so if you're watching on the live stream, this is Emma Vigling with TYT. Have my jacket in hand because we were just kicked out. Nancy Pelosi's people say we can't film in the office because of confidential information. Not exactly sure what is confidential about activists coming and, you know, speaking their mind, but that's the way it is. Now let's go talk to some of the supporters out here, or excuse me, some of the protesters out here, because a lot of them have stories to say, and there's a huge line, as you can see. I mean, look at this, guys. So we're here with the Sunrise Movement. They have basically flooded out Nancy Pelosi's office, and we've seen a few politicians come our way. And I think I see one. Actually, I don't, but Rashida Tlaib, a congresswoman who was just elected in Michigan's 13th district, was here earlier speaking with activists, gave a very impassioned speech to all of the people here about the importance of addressing climate change quickly. Right now, the Democrats don't seem to have a feasible plan about how they're going to be dealing with climate change. They just kind of say, we're going to continue what Obama's doing. But Sunrise and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for example, with her Green New Deal, they have a very specific plan, which is to go 100% renewable by 2030. That's the plan here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ran on 2035. But either way, way more aggressive than this traditional kind of wishy-washy Democratic Party platform. Now that the Democrats have control of Congress, activists are demanding action. There's no, Republicans control everything anymore excuse. They can't, that's not going to fly anymore. People are saying, we're here, we're going to hold you accountable, and that this isn't just some problem that we're going to have to deal with in the future. This is a problem we have to deal with right now. No more kicking the can down the road. So let's go talk to some activists and see why they're here today. So as you guys can see, everyone is holding a "What's Your Plan" envelope, which inside has a letter to Nancy Pelosi as the leader of the Democrats in the House, which they are soon to be the majority party. So the Democrats in the House need to come up with the plan for climate change because, as I just said, there can't be any excuses anymore. Obviously, there's a Republican president, but that does not mean that we have to be completely impotent when it comes to the climate change fight, and that's what a lot of the activists are saying here today. Do any of you guys want to talk to me about why you decided to come today, why you've decided to tell Nancy Pelosi how you feel?
Did you talk to a media liaison?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, I think that we actually have to have a media liaison with us if we're...
Okay, all right.
Or someone in the yellow shirt, if you want to bring them over, I'd be more than happy to talk to Garrett in that yellow shirt. Right there.
Sure. Okay, they need a media liaison to talk to me, which...
We heard it.
Sorry?
We know, so go
they
ahead.
heard it, okay. Okay. Excuse me, are you a media liaison?
Yes.
Would you mind talking to me about why you're here today?
Love to.
Lovely. So, here we are. Nancy Pelosi, why are you targeting her? Some would say it's more important to target the Republicans, get them to act on climate change, although that seems to be something that's never going to happen.
Yeah, we know that the Republican Party is awash in fossil fuel money, and we really need a party that can champion the needs of the people. And it's very clear. The UN climate report just came out saying that we have 12 years to radically transform our economy away from fossil fuels to clean energy. And the only plans that come close to that are in the Democratic Party. We know people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez have championed platforms calling for a Green New Deal that would put billions of dollars into communities to transform our economy away from fossil fuels and create millions of good jobs in this economy.
What bothers me so much about the framing around right-left politics is that the Republican Party is the party of the economy and fiscal responsibility, and the Democratic Party is the party of, spend. But it's actually fiscally irresponsible to continue down this path of just enriching oil donors because that is a dying economy. Coal, the fact that we're pushing more money into coal, that's not economically responsible. That's just enriching donors that are giving to you currently. Why do you think there's this framing that, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Marshall Plan for the Green New Deal is fiscally irresponsible, but what the Republicans are doing is so awesome?
I think we see very clearly what's going on right now is costing the American people, the average voter, a lot of money. We know that the floods in Houston and in Texas last year, the storms that are hitting the coasts, the fires in California, are burning people's houses. They're flooding their basements, and it's costing them a lot of money. And not only that, but we really have an opportunity here to invest in the American economy, to actually bring back the middle class and build an economy that actually works for all of us and not just a few wealthy billionaires.
And, what do you think about when you see how Germany, for example, has an almost 90% renewable economy? They're finding a way to do it, and they're a capitalist country. This isn't some sort of thing that the Republicans can dismiss as socialism, or Venezuela, which they love to scream. Do you think that shows that this is possible here in America?
I think it's absolutely possible here. We are the country of technology and innovation. We've seen renewable energy at record low prices and dropping faster than experts ever thought it would. We know that fossil fuels are already much more expensive if you counter in all of the actual social costs that are incurred in burning fossil fuels. And that's just hidden because the current government, mostly led by Republicans, is propping that up with subsidies, so free money from our government to make sure that those fossil fuel CEOs can get more money in their pockets at the end of the day.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So yes, as you guys can see, this is... Here, let's listen to her.
Step up on climate or step aside to make way for new leadership. So we have seen, as we speak, these insane wildfires just destroy people's lives and livelihoods. 42 people perished. An entire town was decimated. And we also have the UN climate report that's given us just 12 years to radically transform our economy and society to stop this crisis. I know y'all care about that. We're here fighting for you, we're here fighting for ourselves, and we're here to demand that Nancy Pelosi stop taking money from the fossil fuel billionaires and CEOs that are threatening our generation's future, and also back a program like a Green New Deal that incredible leaders like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar are championing and are putting forward as the only real solution to the climate crisis right now.
So what's the impact of Democrats having the House, and why are you targeting Democrats?
Totally. So Democrats took back the House on Tuesday night, and with that we had the opportunity to actually stop Trump's relentless attacks on our air, water, and home. But then we started to hear rumors that Democrats were actually not planning to put a plan in place to stop climate change till 2021 or beyond. 2021 or beyond. That's like straight up a death sentence for our generation. So this is completely not okay. She got on national television a week ago saying that their climate plan was to revive an ancient committee to study the impacts of climate change and educate the public about the issue. Like, it's 2018. We need better. The time for talk is over. We need action. And it kind of seems like Nancy Pelosi is trying to fight a drought-induced hellfire with a squirt gun. So we need her to step up, or we need her to step aside.
So what next steps would you want to see?
Yeah, so we, first of all, if you're watching this, you should get involved with Sunrise Movement. You can find us at sunrisemovement.org. We need every single young person who is scared about climate change, worried about your future, pissed off at a political establishment that's out of touch and doesn't care about us, and get involved, because we need every single one of you to make this transformation happen, and it will happen if every single person gets involved over the next few years.
Can you talk about what they're delivering to Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, so every single person here, can we walk a little bit? I want to show. So, all right. Here actually has an envelope. Hi. Has an envelope.
So we're going to throw to break really quick, and then we'll get back to you guys with this stream. Wanted to collect ourselves, get some people to talk to, speak to some of the media liaisons, and get a sense of what's going on. So I will be back shortly, and we'll be covering more of this massive climate change Nancy Pelosi protest. So stay tuned, guys.
where people are dying and burning from towns like the town of Paradise. It's a paradise lost. And we are fighting to make sure that it's not a planet lost. Nancy Pelosi has offered nothing more. Nancy Pelosi offered nothing more than thoughts and prayers. And her climate plan looks like her kind of fight a drought-induced hellfire. And see what the adults do. We need a way around that we're not smart enough, we're not old enough, we're not experienced to know that our generation's future is on the line, that we will grow up into a major attempt at climate policy was in 2009, when I was like 14 years old. 2009. It's been a decade. Resting on our laurels won't bring back the 42 lives lost. Resting on our laurels won't save my family from being drowned. Resting on our laurels sure as hell will not save the Democratic Party. That's right. That is what we are here to do today. Sunrise is a part of a battle for the heart and soul of the Democratic Party. To make the party one that actually works for all working people, black, brown, and white, and to protect generations to come. Our party needs to work for us, not for the 1% and the wealthy. We want to make our demands extremely crystal clear. We want Nancy Pelosi and Democratic leadership to back a program like the Green New Deal. Yes, we do. Green New Deal that would radically transform our economy and society at scale over the next 12 years, in line with what science and justice demand. Number two, we need every person who's going to claim the mantle of Democratic leadership to take the no fossil fuel money pledge. Wholesale all campaign contributions from fossil fuel executives, lobbyists, and front groups who jeopardize our generation's lives. So those are the demands. Back a Green New Deal to transform our society and economy over the next 12 years. Take the goddamn no fossil fuel money pledge already.
All right, hey guys, just bear with us. We're about to switch mics, so the audio quality is a little bit better for you. Oh, wait. Actually, we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hold on one second.
But it's really incredible to see that engagement really brought us continuing, and that people are very serious about making sure that we address climate change and that we get to 100% renewables with living wages, jobs, and infrastructure for working class Americans.
Is this a preview of what's to come for the Democratic leadership up here?
I think it's a preview of what's to come for the engagement of everyday Americans, and that's really what this is about. This is not about personality. This is not about rebuke. It's not about confrontation. It's about making sure that we are getting the job done. And it takes all of us, not just as elected officials, but as everyday citizens choosing to stay engaged after a general election.
This is a moment for you, your first time up here on the Hill. What does it feel like?
It's still pretty surreal, you know. I still have to kind of do my walks around. Yesterday, I just started in with the Progressive Caucus, and we had an amazing orientation with Representatives Pocan and Jayapal, and so we're just really looking forward to the change to come, and I'm looking forward to us as a party being strong champions for working class Americans.
Still funny you're
Thank
around.
you. Yes, absolutely.
Have you been in this office before?
No, I have not.
Have you been in her office in the Capitol before?
I have not.
So this is your first trip to Nancy Pelosi's office. What is your message to her?
I think, you know, I'm really looking forward to us working together and delivering on everything we talked about on the campaign trail. And I know that, you know, she has the conviction to be a progressive leader, and we need to support those objectives, and we need to support that progressive agenda. Thank you so
Alexandra,
much.
could you just...
Green New Deal?
Sorry.
What is a Green New Deal?
It's a transition plan, and it's really what these folks are asking for is for us to have a select committee established that is not compromised by corporate interests, corporate energy interests, where we can really sit down and draft a plan and figure out, explore how we can draft a plan to get to 100% renewable energy with, you know, as quickly as possible, ideally within 10 years, which is the time that the IPCC says we have left. Thank you so much.
Someone. I was not voting.
Well, you know, one of the things that I admire so much about Leader Pelosi is that she comes from a base of activism and organizing. And so I think that she really appreciates civic engagement. And really what I'm here to do is just to support the folks who are here. This is not about me. This is not about the dynamics of any personalities, but this is about uplifting the voice and the message of the fact that we need a Green New Deal and we need to get to 100% renewables because our lives depend on it. And the IPCC themselves, they say we have 10 years left. And I, not just as an elected member, but as a 29-year-old woman, am thinking not just about what we're going to accomplish in the next 2 years, but the America that we're going to live in the next 30 years. And I don't want to see Miami underwater. I don't want to see my own district underwater. And I know that Leader Pelosi doesn't either. And I know that what we need to show her is that we're here to back her up in pushing for 100% renewable energy. And we're here to support, and that the country is here to support that kind of bold leadership. So if anything, what I hope we show is that this is an encouragement of her, and this is to show that we're here to back up bold action, and that she will be supported in that.
Can you respond to the...
Sorry, we weren't rolling on this.
Damn it. Sorry.
Sorry. You to be up here to finding your way around, you're finding housing. Tell me about the emotion of this moment.
It's surreal, and it's just a real blessing. I'm just so thankful to the communities in the Turks and Queens for trusting me with responsibility.
Your new workplace.
Thank you.
What do you think of
this? Is where history and hopefully we'll be married and we can do.
Okay, so getting boxed up by CNN, now Alexandra is about to head into Nancy Pelosi's office.
Today we speak out. Today we strip politicians of the right to decide our future and reclaim that power for ourselves. To the Democrats who want seats in the House, our homes are under siege. We need massive action on a scale that the Democrats have.
Can I just ask you one quick question? Can you just respond to the Democratic Party's refusal? Can you respond to the Democratic Party's, the DNC's reversal on fossil fuel donations?
You know, I think in order for us to move forward, and what Americans are asking, not just the Democratic Party, but Democratic, is that we need to get a way we can govern without
she's big time now.
Started at Standing Rock, and it started with standing with the Turks, standing with allies, standing with indigenous tribes, because we don't have a choice. We do not have a choice. We have to get to 100% renewable energy. There is no other option. The IPCC let us know that. And this is a rallying point. It's not just about confrontation, but in a way it's about real meaningful unity behind our goals. That's what this is about. And so, for me as a member, I want to thank you all because you are giving us as a party the strength to push. What I hope we show, what I hope that we communicate, is that this is not about personal ego, this is not about personality, but it's to show whoever is here. And ideally, what we see is that should Leader Pelosi become the next Speaker of the House, we need to tell her that we've got her back in showing and pursuing the most progressive energy agenda that this country has ever seen. That's right. Pernicious confrontation. But what we are showing and what this is a celebration of our goals. This is a celebration of our agenda and what we're trying to achieve. And all the energy that's here in this room is the same energy that can beat big money and the same energy that can beat fossil fuel laws. Encourage those Democrats and those Republicans even, elected officials who may be waffling and may be on the line. We want to let you know, and we want to let them know that if they commit to a Green New Deal, if they commit and really pursue and show this that we are really about change, we will have their back. We will not make sure they get reelected in they try to go either negativity and go you don't let that affect our hearts. We need to say, no, this is not about a person, an individual, it's us. We'll have their backs, we'll have everyone's backs.
about unity. This is about solidarity. This is about the fact that we are going to be. That's what this is.
Last question. Are you finding your way around here? Do you know your way around?
Not quite yet. It's a
Completely boxed me out of the way.
And really with the goal of supporting and connecting with not just movements and not just other members, but with movements, and to show that this is, and the halls of Congress are for all of us, not just people who are elected, but for all of the American people. This belongs to all of us, you know, the government belongs to all of us.
Do you feel like this is the first day of school?
Oh, totally.
What are your emotions? Are you nervous?
You know, I have butterflies, but I'm excited, and I know that the American people elected us as members in order to enact change and to create change, and we know that we can deliver that, and that's what the majority of Americans want.
There are so many women in your new class.
Yeah.
What do you feel about being a part of that remarkable group?
You know, I feel like just part of a much larger picture, a mosaic of what's happening in the country, and it's a reflection of not just other female candidates, but women in general, and the LGBTQ community in general, really finding representation at the highest levels of power. And so I look forward to that number increasing and growing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, which way you're looking.
Alexandria. So, when you're, forming this, being a part of the Progressive Caucus potentially, or you're forming maybe a Justice Democrat caucus, will the Green New Deal be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a Green New Deal is bedrock legislation upon which we can really introduce a lot of other ideas.
So, the Republicans they dominate the discussion about economics. They say that they're the party for, the growth of the economy, but keeping fossil fuels in our economy seems to be more in the past. Can you talk about how your Marshall Plan for a Green New Deal would actually jumpstart the economy?
Well, we have never truly seen economic growth happen through austerity. It is when governments chart a course, and when we decide as a people and as a public to be ambitious, when we make the choice to electrify the nation, when we make the choice to build an interstate highway system. It's those kinds of audacious ideas that have always driven economic growth and always driven us into technological advancement. And what I see here is a profound opportunity. There's clearly a lot of public support for making sure that we build out jobs and invest in our infrastructure, and we clearly have a responsibility to save our future. We have 12 years left before we start to experience cataclysmic disaster if things don't change, and we have to make sure that they change.
Do you think that the Republicans can move on this issue at all, or is there too much fossil fuel money in their coffers?
There are some Republicans that are actually in the No PAC caucus, I believe. So I don't think that this is necessarily a left versus right issue. This can be a true issue. I think infrastructure and jobs can be a true issue for Common Cause. I think that the party leadership has acknowledged that as well. And so this is just about making sure that we deliver on all of these things that we already know to be true.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, and there's Ryan and my battery. We got to change batteries, Mike, so we're going to cut.
Did you get the whole interview?
Yeah, we got everything.
Even with the battery? Oh, thank you. We almost ran out of battery. Yeah, I think so. All right, but we have to get it for our arrest.
What?
Yeah? Right, I know. I think this is what he was talking about. Or maybe.
My name's Jeremy. I'm from Watertown, Massachusetts. I turned 18 a month ago. They were born in Hungary, and when the Nazis rose to power, they lost almost everyone, friends and family, killed in the Holocaust. But they survived the war and moved with the remaining childhood friends to Germany to study medicine, and then to Cincinnati, Ohio to start a new life. I remember one day I was maybe 8 and my brother was 10, and we were in my grandparents' apartment, and I remember my brother Nicholas secretly taking a copy of my grandmother's Holocaust memoirs and going into the bathroom to read it. And I remember my parents finding him and bringing him out and gently scolding him and saying to both of us, "You're too young to read this. You're gonna have to wait a few years." And I remember thinking, my brother shouldn't have broken those rules, and also remember asking myself, when will I be old enough to read those stories? And it was just a few years later when my parents let me follow my brother into the Temple Auditorium where there was a presentation on the Holocaust. I remember how mature I felt. You know, my head was up, my shoulders were back, and I was full of resolve. Because you have to be full of resolve when you're grappling with something so serious, when you're dealing with a past that's so painful. And I walked in, and almost immediately to my right, I saw a book on a table and read that the Nazis pretended the gas chambers were showers to kill the Jews. I remember that I was devastated by that fact, and all so many times in the past few years.
Say to the left or right of me. I can't have it right behind me.
Like the first, second, and third time I read about kids being shot in schools. And then we all learned about the land and the water and cliffs. And every time that I read or see about the aftermath of climate was all so shaken when I had to grow up. On October 27th, I was going to call my dad to ask him a question about my bank account. And I FaceTimed him, and the image he wrote at first. And he said, I heard his voice, and he said, Jeremy, did you hear what happened? I said, no, Dad, what? He said, did you hear what's going on right now? I said, no, Dad, what? He said, there's a shooter in a synagogue in Pittsburgh, and he's shooting people right now. He's shooting people right now. And my dad's voice broke. He's shooting people right now. And I was wearing a hat, and I threw the hat to the ground, and I listened to my dad cry, and I felt really afraid for myself. My grandparents knew that when politicians plant seeds of fear and hate, those seeds turn into bullets and blood. Now I know that too. So I listened to my dad cry, and I felt afraid. And then I grew up. You know, guys, I made phone calls for a woman running for Senate when I was 11, and Elizabeth, she won. And in the fall of 2016, I was canvassing in New Hampshire, and one Saturday, I canvassed for so long that by the time I got back to the house, I missed my homecoming dance. And you know that when I graduated from high school, Harvard said you can come here for the next 4 years, and I thought about the freshman dorm and all the parties and the beautiful poetry classes and being able to play my violin with friends, and then I remembered that our time is running out and that we don't have time for that and that I don't have time for that, so I had to tell Harvard no, hopefully next year, because I'm here right now. Speaker Pelosi. Last year I was the chair of the High School Democrats of America, the most incredible group of inspiring, hard-working young people who have had to grow up one too many times. I wonder if you remember, this past June, Speaker Pelosi, you came and spoke to us. I wonder if you remember how well-dressed we were, how serious and attentive we were, how serious we were about fixing these problems. Because we have endured bullets and storms and fires, because we've had to grow up one too many times. Speaker Pelosi, Democratic leadership, we are asking you to grow up. When? You can trust.
Do me a favor, just make sure we have a pathway. Thank you.
And defend the homes of millions of would-be climate refugees. When will you embrace a Green New Deal? When, Speaker Pelosi? You know, everybody, I got a sort of a feeling that she's going to come out of the office and she's going to shake our hands and say, now is the day. I have hope in her, and I have hope in the Democrats who I've worked so hard to support. Because my grandparents, they needed hope to survive. You know, please, Speaker Pelosi, come of age with us, care for us, and we'll care for each other, and we'll join in that great American tradition of rising to meet a challenge. Join us, come on. But if you can't, if you're too scared to try, if you're too corrupt or cowardly, Democrats, if your hands are too deep in the pockets of the fossil fuel executives to try, then get out of the way. Because we are the leaders that we need. Because we know that we have no choice